Every day I'm asked the question, how can I sign more clients on social media? How can I get more clients making inquiries? What content should I post so that I get people dropping into my inbox? Every day you ladies ask me these questions. So today's episode is dedicated to the three biggest, massivest, hugest content mistakes that will be the reason that clients aren't hiring you. These will be the reason why your DMs feel empty, that you feel like maybe you're in a client drought, or maybe you are getting inquiries, but those inquiries are coming with ready-made objections. Yeah, you get the inquiry that is then closely followed up with, I can't afford it, I don't have the money, it's not the right time, it doesn't feel quite right for me. And it gets frustrating. You get frustrated. I know you do, okay? So in this episode, I want to cover off the three big mistakes that will be, and I guarantee these will be the number one things that are getting in your way and blocking clients from coming to you. And once you fix these three things, it's going to really, really help you to attract the dream clients that you want to work with, to accelerate the inquiry level, to really start creating more conversations. And obviously, if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, you'll know that I preach for conversations. Conversations equal cash. The more conversations that you have, the more clients you will sign. It really comes back to that very simple fact, okay? So then the question stops becoming, what shall I post on social media? And starts becoming, how do I generate more conversations? How do I get more people wanting to speak to me? Okay. So these are the three things that will be stopping those conversations from happening. And the good news is they're all fairly easy to fix. They are all things that I work with clients on inside my courses, my paid mentorship programs. And if you're in one of those programs, you already know you have access to the portal where we get to fix this together. And if you are not already in one of my courses and one of my mentorship programs, then where have you been, right? Yeah. If you would like to know how I could personally support you, you've only got to reach out, okay? You're going to find some detail below this episode in the show notes for you. And if you're not sure, like, what is the best fit for you for where you are on your specific journey, just reach out and me or my team will help you, okay? So let's dive into the first reason why you may be repelling clients. Yeah, why they may not be falling into your DMs begging to work with you. The first reason is authority. You are not speaking with enough authority to build trust, desire, speed, speed of wanting to reach out and get your support. You cannot afford to play small. You cannot afford to not speak loud and proud about how great you are. And I know, especially if you're just starting in business, I know it's hard. I know that it feels awkward to suddenly show up and be like, hey, look at me. I'm amazing. I've been able to do X, Y, Z. Aren't I brilliant? And I know that to you, that feels braggy and boastful. And it's the complete opposite of how you've been taught to behave. Because in school, we're taught, don't show off, don't brag, don't boast. Nobody loves to show off. Your parents probably said it to you as well when you had a friend round to play. Don't show off. Nobody loves to show off. So we've been taught to be humble, right? We've been taught to play small. And that's okay because it served us for a while, but it doesn't serve you as a business owner. Your content has got to answer the question of why you. It isn't that you need to oversell your offer. You need to sell you. And this is going to be even more important if you're a coach, if you're a mentor, if you're a social media manager, if you're a brand designer, if you're a web designer, if you're a creative in some way, if you're a virtual assistant. If your service delivery includes you having a relationship with your client, then they want to know that you're the right person. They're not buying a pint of milk, yeah? That you're not a product, you're a person. And so your authority, your experience, your genius, how you put yourself across really makes a difference, okay? And so if you are speaking too humbly and you're not speaking into and answering the question of why you, why are you good at what you do? Where did that knowledge come from? How did you get good at it? Have you been given an award? Have you got some form of accomplishment, like you've passed an exam or you've been certified in a certain methodology, a certain process? What is it about you that gives you the authority to be an expert at this? So the perfect example for me to give you is when you hear me say, I've been in sales 27 years. Now, there's a part of me, I'm not going to lie, that when I say I've been in sales 27 years, there's a little part of me that's going, oh, that makes you sound so old. Like there's people that listen to this show that aren't even 27 years old. And I'm saying I've been in sales 27 years. And there's a part of me that's screaming, Rachel, you're making yourself sound like an old grandma. But the reality is, I tell you that I've been in sales for 27 years. I tell you that I've trained over 12,000 people. I tell you that I've made over £1 million in sales, so that you know you're in safe hands, so that you know this isn't my first rodeo, yeah? So that you know that you can fully trust me, yeah? If you were going into, I don't know, let's say you had to go into hospital. I had a mole removed the other day and I had to go into hospital and put my trust in these 3 amazing ladies that whipped out this mole out of my leg that was looking a little bit dodgy. And I had to put my full trust in them. Well, if they'd have told me that they only started their job yesterday and they weren't sure if they were following the right process, I would have been out of there, wouldn't I? I'd have been running out of that door 100 miles an hour, because they weren't adding authority to their skill set. So you have to, even if you've only just started, you have to speak into where your skills and credentials come from. Today may be day one in your business, but it's not day one on the planet. It's not day one of you being good at the thing that you teach other people. Okay. So you've got to be sharing stories about where your authority came from, where your credentials came from. Yeah. And don't be shy about it. Be loud, be proud, be bold, be out there, be commanding, and be certain, which brings me on to the second point, certainty. In your content, not only do you have to speak with authority, but you have to speak with certainty about your offer. And it's easy to speak with certainty when you are feeling certain about your offer. So I want you to ask yourself right now, little personal audit, how certain do you feel that your offer gets results? How certain do you feel that when people come to work with you inside the offer that you're trying to sell, that they will get a transformation, that they will get an outcome, their desired outcome? Okay. So if you're a VA and they come to you to save time, is that the result that they get? Can you feel certain about that? If they come to work with you as a web designer, will they get a website at the end of it? How certain do you feel about that? Well, I hope very certain. Yeah. If you're a mindset coach and they come to you to overcome imposter syndrome, to get more confident, how certain are you that that's the result that they're going to get? Now, you have to be certain in your, full alignment, heart, body, soul, emotion, everything. You have to be fully certain for you to then show up with an energy of certainty and be able to inject that certainty into your content. Your content needs to very, very easily, quickly answer the question, why is this offer the number one offer to help somebody get this transformation? And the ways that you can share certainty is obviously in your energy, the way that you put things across, but you can also be sharing client testimonials, client wins, client stories where you say, before my client came to work with me, they were feeling like this. And we took these steps inside my offer, and now they're celebrating this outcome. Yeah, you've probably heard me talk about it before, but a great client case study works in 3 stages. Context of where you were before, the action that you took, and then what the outcome was. So 3 steps: before, during, and after. Okay. And this, when you share client case studies, this is really going to help your content to have the certainty that it needs to then get somebody to inquire with you. If you're showing up with content that's a little bit apologetic, this might be the thing you need. No, not might. This is definitely what you need. Yeah. I possibly might be the coach for you. No, not possibly. Definitely. You have to have certainty. So I want you to audit your own content and look out for those little apologetic words. Maybe, might, possibly. Nobody buys uncertainty. They buy certainty. Okay. So that is the second mistake that you might be making. You may not be showing up with full certainty. And then the third mistake that will be the reason that you'll be getting less inquiries, less clients signing up with you, is that you're focused on selling the features of the offer. You're not focused on selling the tangibles of the offer, the tangible outcomes, the real nitty gritty, the thing that people have. So if you take the example that I gave you earlier of maybe a mindset coach who's helping somebody overcome imposter syndrome. Yes, the result is that you overcome imposter syndrome, but what's the tangible? What does that actually mean? When imposter syndrome is banished and gone, what does the person feel able to do? Do they apply for a job? Do they write a book? Do they get on stage and speak to a room of 1,000 people? What was imposter syndrome stopping them doing? And what can they do as their tangible outcome? Now, there's nothing about your offer's features that are going to help you sell that tangible outcome. You get 3 Zoom calls. That's a feature. That's not a reason to join a program. It's not a compelling reason why somebody would choose you over somebody else, because everybody offers Zoom calls. Yeah, everybody online offers Zoom calls. Everybody online offers a Voxer channel, a Telegram channel, a WhatsApp group, a Facebook group. That's not unique. And it doesn't speak to the powerful end result that you're creating. Okay. Now, if you feel that your content is lacking in authority, is lacking in certainty, and is selling features, not tangible outcomes, and you would love to have some content that's done for you, templates that are created and shared with you, trending audios that are literally handed to you on a plate, yeah, giving you the what's working behind the scenes of my business, giving you reels and carousels, fully, built out templates so that you can literally copy what's working for me. If all of that sounds good, then I would love you to come and join me inside my content club. This is a brand new club. I've just launched it and it's going to help you with all these things. Yeah. Inside Content Club, I'm going to share posts that you can steal, literally, you can take and use for yourself, that will inject authority into your feed, into all of the content that you share. You'll literally be able to copy the way that I teach authority, the way that I would recommend that you inject authority, and you're going to be able to use that in your own content. Certainty. And we're going to teach you in Content Club what are the posts that share with certainty and what are the posts that don't. Obviously, the ones that don't, you don't want to follow, you don't want to use them. We're going to show you inside Content Club. You need to word it like this. You need to message it like this. You need to use these hooks, because these hooks stop the scroll. They're powerful. They're authoritative. They're certain. Use these. Don't use these. Okay. Content Club is a game changer. There's already about 42 gorgeous women in there. You'll be in great company. It's run in a platform called School. And if you've ever been in a community in School, you will know it's so easy to navigate. There's different chat threads. You'll be able to network. We're going to have like socials in there. The really good thing about School, though, is there's a leaderboard, right? And so we're giving prizes which will look like access to one-to-ones with me, to courses, to different like upgrades and up levels. And Content Club, because it's new and I want it to be open to everybody, the investment to join, girls, you're not even going to believe this. The investment to join is $11 a month or lifetime access. So one payment only, and then you're in forever. Content done for you forever for $44 US, which actually, when you convert that back, is £33. So for £33, you'll be in Content Club. You will get all the content drops, all the trending audios, all of the feedback and ideas and everything that you need to up-level your content for a one-off payment of £33. So I mean, run, don't walk, girls. I'm going to put the link below this episode for you. And it's really going to help you, as we've been talking about in this episode, to avoid these things that will be the reason that your DMs are not filled with people saying, I'm in, send me the link. I want to know more. Tell me more about how I get to work with you. Okay. Content Club is going to give you content that converts. I will make sure of it. Okay. I haven't built my business to sell over $1 million in sales using content that's weak and fluffy. I use content that really speaks to my audience, and I'm going to help you to do the same. Okay. So I hope you've enjoyed me sharing these 3 tips with you, these 3 mistakes that you want to avoid. And I want you to be able to take away the templates to fix it, not just make notes from this episode because you've learned something. I always want you to learn something from these episodes, but I actually want you to be able to take the action so that content stops being the bane of your life. Yeah. So that content stops being the reason that you don't enjoy your business some days. Okay. So I will see you in Content Club, my love. And I will see you next week for what I believe will be episode 37. And as always, I will ask you to share this episode with anybody that you think needs to know about it. If you are watching on YouTube, please do like and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And these episodes come out every Wednesday, okay? So you want to get notified to when these episodes come out. I will see you next week for what will again be another juicy topic.